Alright, so in the previous video I completed my jig for routing the stringers for my mini boards. So I figured today we just quickly demonstrate it working and see how it turned out. So first off, I gotta clamp the jig to the table. That works pretty well. I've got the router right here, and it's just coming in from the back side there. And I did 3D print the base plate, and that was pretty tricky, but that's working. So next thing I do is I get one of my boards, and we'll do this side, and I kind of pin it down to that side, and I line it up roughly with my green lines. Then I've got my straight edge and on my spacer. So I take the spacer to line up the straight edge, that side down, that side down. That all seems good. And then I should be ready to route the board out. That looks great. Then I flip this around. There you go. And I can do the other side. You're right? That's right. That is right. Okay. That away. It's looking really good. All right, that's one board. I got a whole pile to do. Do this side. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 boards done in just a couple minutes there, and they look really, really good, and that's really consistent and really fast, which is great. Okay, so if I was to build this over again from scratch, there's a couple things I would change. First of all, this router base here. When I did my proof of concept, where I just kind of clamped everything together and made sure that this idea was going to work, I had a prototype router base that just had a block of wood that was double stuck tape onto the normal router base to make this shape. And that was great for using as that was good for the prototyping proof of concept phase. But once I was going to really make my jig, I should have started by designing my 3D printed base, because I ended up designing my jig around the prototype base. So I made basically the spacer and all my really crucial measurements based off of that base. And then when I made this one, I had to carefully match all those crucial measurements. Whereas if I'd started with this, I could have just made this whatever it was and then made my measurements off of it. So basically what it made me do is almost have to keep redesigning this because I kept getting the measurements not exactly right, and that was a pain. The other thing I would change is I wouldn't use this acrylic strip. I might actually change that out for a Baltic birch strip. But what this does is it's the spacer, and it indexes off the edge of the stringer right there and determines the spacing of what this straight edge is going to be, like that. And it just didn't work that well. I keep having trouble where it loses its shape, and it has to have a bit of a curl for both these points to be able to grab on this side. And because it keeps losing its curl, I'll be measuring one side and the other side will be coming up, and that was a huge pain. So next time, wood. So there we go, that's the jig. It's working really, really well, and it should save me a lot of time and allow me to do a lot of nice roundovers really, really easily on my stringers. So there we go, Longboard technology, over and out.